Nathan turned 40 this month. And it's funny to me how his aging has made me feel so much older. I'm 32. I turn 33 next month in June. The thing about milestones is they always have a way of getting me stuck in my head, thinking about time. In fact, you wouldn't know it, but Janko here, he's gonna turn 14 this year. He's an old boy, but he still plays fetch like a puppy. So I'm in my head thinking about milestones, thinking about time. But I mean, we've moved, we've switched careers. Like, I was a nurse and now I'm a writer. He's changed animation jobs and studios he's worked for. I've lost count of how many times since we got married. We've traveled, we make time for adventures, all the hardship and sacrifice and toil, but joy and growth that you can cram into a marriage and a family in a 6-year time frame. And in thinking about time, I'm also just constantly struck by the reality of how easily it can be wasted. And so I was watching this TED Talk from an author, Amy McNee, and she was talking about how, average life expectancy is 79 years. And if you get sucked in the screens, scrolling on your phone or tablet or computer, like mindlessly scrolling 3 hours a day, every day, from 15 years old until the day you die, assuming it's 79, you've lost about 10 years. Like 10 years straight. No breaks for sleeping or eating, just a consecutive 10 years gone. And so hearing that, where my mind goes, about to celebrate our 6-year anniversary, I think of how much we've managed to cram into that time. Because funny thing about time, especially in terms of years, it's like 6 years has flown by. It's gone so fast, but it's not an insignificant amount of time. It's a big chunk of time. And it's like, that's especially true when I look at Orson and Nova and how much they've grown in that amount of time, with Orson being 4.5, Nova 3.5. And I hold up 6 years full of memories, some good, some bad, but all these memories made, mistakes learned from, growth, work, productivity. And I hold that up to the idea of like 10 years just flat out wasted. And I have a really hard time squaring that away. Like I totally believe, like I didn't verify it, but I believe her math's right. Like 10 years gone doesn't seem like that much of a stretch. But it's not something I'm okay with. So it's like I've been working on the blog for the past couple years now. I just recently published my first book, guide, novella, whatever you want to call it, Parenting Without Burnout. But thinking about the tech time suck. I'm sure this fall I'll roll something out like a digital detox for families. I talk to people who like go on diets or dive in headfirst to like a really strict workout program or whatever. And so often they're met with failure because they choose paths that aren't sustainable. So you wake up one day and you're like, I'm going to work out, or I'm just going to avoid screens no matter what, or I don't know, I'm only going to eat a keto diet or carnivore diet, or I'm going to just go vegetarian or vegan, and these extremes, and so often it doesn't work out. You go in with good intentions and you fizzle out really fast because you couldn't find a way to make it sustainable or your approach to it balanced. And I think that's true of technologies. So like, I'm sure I'll talk about that in the digital detox guide, talking about using tools for more creativity, productivity, efficiency, as opposed to just the consumer mindset of scroll, doom scroll, get sucked into rage bait, and before you know it, you've lost 3 hours of your day. But I think about the guide I just wrote and published, the Parenting Without Burnout, and think of how vitally important a sustainable mindset is into overcoming obstacles or really challenging situations like parenting. Like, you have to find an approach that is realistic, sustainable, that doesn't build resentment and doesn't just burn you out. And so I write in my book about banishing the burnout. I share really, like, not all of them are easy, but they're all actionable steps that can help you maintain sanity, kind of go from a mentality of just treading water or full-blown drowning to, okay, I'm gaining ground, I'm heading to shore, and the water is getting less deep. Like, my head is above water. That's at least my goal with the guide, is to help you just pull back, because I've personally suffered from burnout. I've been there, standing at the brink, looking into the abyss and wondering, how in the hell am I going to do any of this again tomorrow? Like, I'm gonna go in my bed, I'm gonna hold the blanket over my head, and I'm gone. But life doesn't stop. The world doesn't stop spinning or slow down because you're having a hard day. So how do you achieve balance? How do you keep putting one foot in front of the other? How do you efficiently manage your resources? Burnout happens when our stress overcomes our available resources to manage it. So coping strategies, family help, help from friends in the community, therapy. Like, when our stress is so insurmountable that all of the techniques we have to cope with stress are just like, they're a wash, like, then you end up with burnout. So I address that in the book. I talk about the signs and symptoms of burnout. I also recently published a post about signs and symptoms of burnout. What you can do about it, you can buy my book. Or alternatively, you can actually get my book right now for free as a downloadable PDF. If you go to themamasaur.com, sign up for our newsletter, it's free, and I promise we will not burn you out with spam. But I do encourage you, if any of this resonates with you, go check that out, give it a look. I'll have more content coming to you soon. Recipes, reviews, product recommendations, but more guides. So I have plans. I have plans in the works for the digital detox guide. Hopefully, also a nutrition meal planning with Mamasaur type of guide, just to help you and your family achieve more health, wellness that will actually fuel you to like have more energy to make the choices that will get you out of burnout, to help you course correct. So this is the Mamasaur and Django signing off. Where's your ball? Where's your ball? Go get it.